What if I told you that some of the biggest action stars are still out there, very much alive? While time has changed their faces and slowed their steps, their legendary spirit refuses to die. Some faded into quiet lives. Others stayed in the spotlight, holding tight to the fire that made them famous. But not all stories have a happy ending. And some of these icons are living proof that true strength isn't just found in the movies. Here are the old action legends you won't believe are still standing tall today. Clint Eastwood, born 1930, age 94. Everyone knows the squint. Everyone fears the stare. Clint Eastwood became the ultimate gunslinger, the man with no name, the enforcer of justice. But Hollywood executives constantly tried to control him. They wanted to mold him into their idea of a star. Eastwood refused to bend. He fought back against the studio bosses. He demanded creative control. Studio executives told him he would never succeed as a director. They laughed when he wanted to make unconventional westerns. They said his political films would fail. Eastwood proved them all wrong. Now at 94, he still directs films with a steady hand. He acts with the same intensity that made him famous. Age means nothing to a man who stared down Hollywood and won. His latest projects show a filmmaker who refuses to slow down or compromise. The real Eastwood story isn't just about making movies. It's about fighting for artistic freedom in an industry that crushes individuality. He stood his ground. He never backed down, and now he stands as one of the last true mavericks of Hollywood's golden era. Dick Van Dyke, born 1925, age 99. The world knows his infectious smile. His rubbery limbs danced across screens for decades. Dick Van Dyke charmed us with his song and dance routines. His physical comedy seemed effortless. Behind that cheerful exterior lived a man fighting personal demons. Alcoholism nearly derailed his career in the 1970s. Network executives wanted to replace him. Critics said he was finished. The Hollywood machine tried to discard him. Van Dyke fought back. He got sober. He reinvented himself. He took roles that showed his dramatic range. He proved he was more than just a goofy sidekick or the perfect family man. Today, at 99, his wit remains razor sharp. His mind stays quick. His appearances still delight audiences. He danced on a desk in Mary Poppins Returns at age 91. The typecasting machine couldn't hold him down. The real Van Dyke story shows a performer who refused to let addiction define him. He transformed personal struggle into triumph. He outlasted critics who dismissed him. His longevity serves as proof that second acts exist, even in the cruel world of entertainment. Lee Grant, born 1925, age 98. Few stars faced the career destruction that Lee Grant endured. The Oscar-winning actress starred in groundbreaking films. Her performances captivated audiences. Her talent seemed undeniable. Then came the blacklist. McCarthy-era paranoia swept through Hollywood. The government labeled her a communist sympathizer. Studios refused to hire her. Her name became poison in the industry. 12 years of her prime acting years vanished overnight. Grant could have surrendered. She could have faded away. Instead, she fought back with a vengeance. She returned to acting. She won an Academy Award for Shampoo. She became a respected director. She told stories that the industry tried to silence. At 98, she remains a symbol of defiance. Her career resurrection stands as one of Hollywood's greatest comeback stories. She turned persecution into purpose. She transformed betrayal into brilliance. The real Grant story reveals how political fear can destroy careers. It shows how courage can rebuild what injustice takes away. Her resilience reminds us that talent cannot be permanently silenced. Terry Moore, born 1929, age 96. Hollywood tried to erase Terry Moore. The studios wanted to control her image. They attempted to bury her scandals. They feared her independence would damage their precious system. Her Oscar-nominated performance in Comeback, Little Sheba, showed her remarkable talent, but the industry fixated on her personal life. Her secret marriage to Howard Hughes became tabloid fodder. Her refusal to conform to studio demands made executives nervous. Moore pushed back against the system. She took control of her narrative. She wrote books about her experiences. She spoke openly about Hollywood's dark side. She challenged the powerful men who tried to diminish her. At 96, she still makes appearances. She gives interviews that reveal Hollywood's untold history. She refuses to let the industry rewrite her story. Her voice remains clear and uncompromising. The Real Moore story exposes how studios treated women as disposable commodities. It reveals how personal scandals could destroy careers. It shows how one woman's determination outlasted an entire system designed to control her. Terry Kilburn, born 1926, age 98. Most people don't recognize his name now, but Terry Kilburn once charmed audiences as Tiny Tim in A Christmas Carol. His childhood performances delighted millions. Studios promoted him as the next big child star. Then Hollywood's cruel machine took over. Child actors became yesterday's news. The industry discarded them without a second thought. Kilburn faced the same fate as countless child performers. Instead of fading away, he transformed. He moved in the theater direction. He mentored young actors. He built a respected career far from the Hollywood spotlight. He found a purpose beyond the fleeting fame of child stardom. At 98, his influence on theater continues. His students populate major productions. His directing techniques shaped generations of performers. His legacy extends far beyond his early film roles. The Real Kilburn story highlights Hollywood's callous treatment of child actors. It shows how creative reinvention can lead to meaningful second acts. It proves that leaving the spotlight sometimes creates the most lasting impact. Tippi Hedren, born 1930, age 95. The blonde beauty in The Birds endured real-life terror. Alfred Hitchcock's obsession with Tippi Hedren went beyond professional interest. He controlled her career. He made inappropriate advances. He punished her when she refused him. Hedren could have remained silent. Most actresses did. The industry expected women to tolerate such behavior. Speaking out meant career suicide. She eventually broke her silence. She exposed Hitchcock's behavior. She detailed the torment she endured on set. She revealed how powerful directors abused their position. She became an early voice against Hollywood's predatory culture. Her second act proved equally powerful. She dedicated her life to animal rights. She established a wildlife preserve. She fought against the exploitation of exotic animals in entertainment. She found a purpose beyond the industry that tried to destroy her. At 95, her advocacy continues. Her courage inspires new generations. Her refusal to be silenced set a precedent for the #MeToo movement decades later. The Real Hedren story exposes the dark underbelly of director-actress relationships. It reveals how speaking truth to power carries a tremendous personal cost. It demonstrates how purpose can emerge from pain. John Astin, born 1930, age 94. Millions know him as Gomez Addams. His wild-eyed performances brought gothic comedy to life. John Astin created unforgettable characters with manic energy and perfect timing. The industry pigeonholed him. Executives saw him only as a quirky character actor. They overlooked his range. They underestimated his talents. They tried to confine him to a narrow lane. Astin refused these limitations. He directed films. He taught acting at Johns Hopkins University. He continued performing in diverse roles. He built a career that transcended his most famous character. At 94, he remains beloved by generations of fans. His students carry his techniques into the modern entertainment landscape. His influence extends far beyond the Addams family. The Real Astin story shows how typecasting threatens even the most talented performers. It reveals how education and mentorship create lasting legacies. It proves that one iconic role doesn't have to define an entire career. Eva Marie Saint, born 1924, age 100. Her elegant presence defined classic Hollywood. Eva Marie Saint starred opposite the biggest names in film. Her performance in On the Waterfront won her an Academy Award. Her role in North by Northwest cemented her place in cinema history. Behind the scenes, studio politics threatened to derail her. Executives wanted to control her image. They tried to force her into roles that diminished her talent. They promoted younger actresses while sidelining her. Saint refused to play their games. She selected roles carefully. She prioritized quality over quantity. She maintained her dignity when the industry pushed for compromise. She built a respected career on her terms. At 100, she remains a living connection to Hollywood's golden age. Her rare appearances draw standing ovations. Her insights into filmmaking history provide invaluable perspective. The real Saint story reveals how women navigated the treacherous waters of studio control. It shows how maintaining personal standards sometimes meant fewer roles but greater respect. It proves that genuine talent outlasts industry manipulation. David Attenborough, born 1926, age 98. His voice guided us through the natural world. David Attenborough brought wildlife into living rooms across the globe. His documentaries changed how we see our planet. His influence on nature filmmaking remains unmatched. Corporate interests constantly threatened his vision. Network executives wanted more sensationalism. They pushed for faster editing. They demanded simplified narratives. They prioritized ratings over scientific accuracy. Attenborough fought these pressures. He insisted on factual precision. He demanded ethical filming practices. He refused to anthropomorphize animals for emotional manipulation. He stood firm when funding threatened to compromise his standards. At 98, his voice still commands attention. His environmental activism grows more urgent. His warnings about climate change reach global audiences. His dedication to truth remains unwavering. The real Attenborough story shows how commercial interests constantly threaten educational content. It reveals how one person's integrity can maintain standards across an entire genre. It proves that audience respect comes from honesty, not manipulation. Karen Marsh, born 1919, age 105. Few remember her name, but Karen Marsh danced alongside Judy Garland in The Wizard of Oz. She performed in Hollywood's earliest musicals. She witnessed the birth of modern cinema. The studio system discarded her. Younger dancers replaced her. Executives erased her contributions. The industry's institutional memory failed to preserve her legacy. Marsh continued dancing long after Hollywood forgot her. She taught new generations. She preserved classic techniques. She maintained connections to a vanished era of entertainment. At 105, she represents a living link to cinema's earliest days. Her stories provide first-hand accounts of Hollywood's formative years. Her experiences reveal the unwritten history of film's golden age. The real Marsh story exposes how easily the industry forgets its pioneers. It shows how women's contributions often go uncredited. It proves that official histories often omit the most interesting participants. June Lockhart, born 1925, age 99. Two generations know her as America's television mother. June Lockhart brought warmth to Lassie and Lost in Space. Her wholesome image defined maternal figures for decades. Her gentle presence comforted millions. Behind that wholesome exterior stood a woman fighting for professional respect. Male executives controlled her career trajectory. The industry limited her to nurturing roles. The system refused to acknowledge her range. Lockhart carved out independence within these constraints. She leveraged her popularity to gain production influence. She invested wisely to secure financial independence. She built a career that outlasted the restrictive system that tried to define her. At 99, her pioneering role in early television remains significant. Her contributions to multiple classic series secure her place in entertainment history. Her longevity testifies to her resilience. The real Lockhart story reveals how women navigated the limited options of early television. It shows how strategic career choices create lasting impact. It proves that working within a flawed system sometimes accomplishes more than rejecting it entirely. Angela Lansbury, born 1925, age 99. From sinister manipulators to beloved sleuths, Angela Lansbury transformed herself repeatedly. Her villainous mother in The Manchurian Candidate chilled audiences. Her warm Jessica Fletcher in Murder, She Wrote welcomed viewers into her world. Her Broadway performances earned Tony Awards. Her voice work delighted children. Studio power brokers tried to limit her. They claimed she wasn't beautiful enough for leading roles. They said her British accent restricted her casting. They attempted to confine her to supporting characters. Lansbury defied every limitation. She excelled in film. She conquered television. She dominated Broadway. She reinvented herself across 7 decades of performance. She built an unparalleled career through sheer determination. At 99, her legacy spans multiple entertainment mediums. Her influence touches generations of performers. Her career blueprint shows how versatility creates longevity. The real Lansbury story exposes Hollywood's narrow beauty standards. It reveals how determination overcomes systemic obstacles. It proves that talent eventually finds proper recognition despite initial rejection. Glynis Johns, born 1923, age 102. Her performance as Mrs. Banks in Mary Poppins introduced the world to Sister Suffragette. Glynis Johns brought charm and intelligence to every role. Her distinctive voice and presence made her immediately recognizable. Her career spanned theater, film, and television. The industry tried to sideline her as she aged. Younger actresses received the roles she once played. Executives considered her past her prime. The Hollywood machine had no place for aging female stars. Johns outlasted them all. She continued performing into her 80s. She maintained her distinctive personality. She refused to be forgotten or replaced. She built a career that defied conventional timelines. At 102, she stands as one of the oldest living links to classic Hollywood. Her career encompasses entertainment's most significant transitions. Her longevity represents a victory over a system designed for planned obsolescence. The real Johns story shows how arbitrary Hollywood's age limitations remain. It reveals how personality creates career sustainability. It proves that true stars leave impressions that last beyond their active years. So which of these action legends surprised you the most? Some of these stars may have slowed down, but their impact is far from forgotten. The stories they left behind are just as powerful as the characters they once portrayed. If you want to dive deeper into the secrets of Hollywood's golden era, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss the next shocking reveal. What do you think? Who's next on your list of icons who defied time and stayed in the game? Let us know in the comments below.